What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Aaron for showing love once again with yet another donation to the channel via the PayPal. I saw your donations, your other donations as well, so shout out to you for donating yesterday as well. Saw the video requests, haven't forgot about those. I wasn't on YouTube. I did a Patreon yesterday. I wasn't on YouTube yesterday, but we'll be like I said, on YouTube for the next several days in a row. So shout out to all you guys showing love. Man, I'm telling you right now, man, if you're a Sixer fan, you gotta be like, you gotta be in a mindset like every year it's the same thing with this team, man. Every year it's the same thing, and it always involves the health of Joel Embiid, right? Let me tell you something, man. I hate to do this, but if I'm the Sixers organization, I might have to consider trading Joel Embiid, man. I know that's not going to happen, but if I were the man in charge, I would be looking at that possibility, probability now, because I'm convinced that they can't win with him. They can't win with him. Not as the dominant number one. They can't. But the New York Knicks, after dropping game 3 behind a 50-point effort from Joel Embiid, the Knicks rallied, gutted it out, coming back from 2 double-digit deficits to win game 4 on the road, 97-92, behind Jalen Brunson, who put up an Knick playoff record 47 points to go along with 10 assists. He's the first Knick ever to have 40 points and 10 assists in a playoff game, and he breaks a 40-year-old record previously held by Bernard King. 46 points. He did it twice. I think he did it twice in that postseason. I think he did it against, I might be wrong here, but I think he had a 46-point game against the Pistons, and I think he had a 46-point game against the Celtics, who they ultimately lost in like 7 games in the semis. But don't quote me on that. Jalen Brunson scored 47 points on 18 of 34 shooting. It was Brunson that carried the day in the first half with 21 first half points, while the rest of the team only shot 10 of 27 in the first half. The normal heroes that would accompany him, the Josh Harts and the other guys, they didn't really get it going. From watching the game, they weren't really getting it going offensively. So it was one of them games when Jalen Brunson carried the team. But Jalen Brunson got a lot of help from Joel Embiid, man. I'm sorry. I know he's dealing with the Bell's palsy, the nerve issues, the injuries. I've been trying to tamper down my criticism of him, man, because I know he's playing through a lot of injuries. But as I've said time and time again, at this point in his career, you see patterns. And the thing I'm noticing since observing him in 2017, because it happens every year, I come to the conclusion that the real reason why he's breaking down so much is mainly because he's not in the greatest shape. Yeah, when I say greatest shape, yes, of course he's in basketball shape. Compared to the average adult, the average person, he's in great shape. But basketball shape, he's probably about 20 pounds heavier than he should be. Remember, Pat Ewing was 255 at his heaviest. He was 7 feet tall. Embiid is like 285 in a faster paced league. Ewing was 255 in a half court in a league that was a slower pace, more of a half court affair, especially the Eastern Conference games. Embiid is carrying around too much weight, in my opinion. Embiid should be probably more around 265. but he's 285, sometimes approaching 300 pounds. If you don't think that's contributing to a lot of these injuries that he's suffering, meniscus tears, knee injuries, lower extremity injuries, some of the other injuries just come from playing the rough and tumble sport of basketball, especially in the paint. Things with the eyes, those are just injuries that happen, man. But the lower extremity shit, that is more Joel Embiid not taking care of his body to the point where he should. And we've all heard the stories, man. The guy loves milkshakes. One time the dude had stomach issues. Remember it was one game when Joel Embiid had to leave the game and had to go to the locker room. Apparently he had to take a dump because the dude had drunk like something like 4 milkshakes before he played the game, which is stupid. There were stories of him drinking like 6 milkshakes at one time, down at 4 burgers. I mean, look, man. When you retire, you can do what you want to do. But you're an athlete to get paid millions of dollars, man. So I still think that's contributed to some of the issues. Then he played the entire second half. Now you can question Nick Nurse's decision making on doing that, but there was a stat that said that, hey, when he's on the bench, the Sixers are struggling mightily. And it's the playoffs. You gotta gut it out. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, man, dudes in the playoffs, the stars all played 40 plus minutes. I also got to look at Joel Embiid when it comes to rebounding, man. You're one of the bigs. It makes no sense. I don't know what the final number is, man. I can look it up. But it looked like once again, because I know one of these games, the Knicks out-rebounded the 76ers 23-9. It had to be something close to that again this game, man. Every offensive rebound is like the Knicks were getting, man. At one possession, I think they got 6 consecutive offensive rebounds, even though they didn't score. There was other sequences they kept getting 3, 4 offensive rebounds in a row. So let's look at something. The 76ers had 54 rebounds. The Knicks had 62 total rebounds. Wait, something's off here. That's not 54. Let me see something. That can't be right. How could it be 9 offensive, 33 defensive, 54 total? That's not. Let's see. 3, 11, 21, 26, 32, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay, so they had 42 rebounds. Okay, so these are way off. So I don't know who's doing this number, these stats though. But okay, so the Knicks out rebounded the Sixers 52-37 and had 15 offensive rebounds to 9 for the Sixers. So the way I was looking at it, most of those offensive rebounds for the Knicks must have came in the second half because they were killing them on the boards in the second half, and that's been the tell of this series. The Knicks are number 1 in the NBA in offensive rebounding during the regular season. They averaged almost 13 offensive rebounds, so that's par for the course. There were stretches where the Sixers just could not score. I think they missed something like 10 or 11 straight shots to end the game. 10 or 11 consecutive misses. At some point, you got to say to yourself, yo, that's choking, man. That's choking. That's choking. That's choking, man. It's choking. Joel Embiid had a wide open jump shot that he gave up, drove to the basket, and missed a point blank wide open layup. That was pretty much the game. That was pretty much the game right there. That's it, man. I mean, for the 76ers, Kelly Oubre Jr. had a playoff career high, I should say, 19 points. Tobias Harris had 10 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Joel Embiid had 27 points, 10 rebounds, 0 offensive rebounds, 7 of 19 shooting, 1 of 6 from downtown, 12 of 14 from the line. Kyle Lowry, 1 of 6 from the floor. Maxey had 23 but took 21 shots to get those points. Nicholas Batum, a goose egg again. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't Nicholas Batum been pretty much quiet, a non-factor since that game one when he had 20 points? Payne only had 5 points. For the Knicks, Josh Hart only had 4 points, 0 of 7 from the floor. Only went 4 of 8 from the line, even though he was 79% free throw shooting during the regular season. But he did have 17 rebounds and 5 assists and 3 blocks. So even though he didn't do anything offensively for the Knicks, he still showed value on the defensive end and on the rebounding possessions, on the rebounding end. So he did contribute, and that's the value of a Josh Hart. And OG Anunoby had 16 points on 8 of 16 shooting. And that's pretty much all I want to talk about, man. So the Knicks have an overwhelming 3-1 lead. They go back to the Garden. The series is over. It's over. It's over, man. It's over. It's over. I'm trying to show some empathy for Joel Embiid, man, but every year it's the same thing, man. When it's the same thing like this, at some point, you got to start saying to yourself, what's causing this? Is it structural issues like Bill Walton? Like, is there something structurally wrong with your body, like Bill Walton, or like this other guy, man, Sam Bowie? Is there something structurally wrong with your body, or is it your habits? When I look at Joel Embiid and you look at other players, you tend to think it's certain things that he's eating. Like Joel Embiid, the way he moves around the court, and he moves well when he's healthy. And he's a talent, don't get me wrong. But the way that they play basketball today, it doesn't mesh well with a guy being that big. By today's standards, Joel Embiid is a little bit too big. I'm convinced of that now. He probably should be around 265, 260. But that's just my opinion, man. Because the types of injuries he keeps suffering are kind of indicative of somebody who's carrying around too much body weight. So, shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. Knicks fans got something to cheer about, man. They finally got something to cheer about. So, what he's done, man, Jalen Brunson, put this team on his back. Matter of fact, let me see something right quick before I end this video. I want to see what he's averaging in the playoffs right now. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. So, So prior to this was 3 playoff games. 85 points scored. So coming into today's game, he was averaging 28.3 points per game. Now he's averaging 33. Yeah, so salute to Jalen Brunson, man. Tell me what you guys think.